Did Jesus of Nazareth, a man revered by billions as the Son of God, actually exist? Or is he only a figure of faith, a symbol of hope and devotion, crafted by generations of believers? These questions, as provocative as they are profound, have ignited debates among scholars for centuries. From the cloistered halls of religious institutions to the rigorous laboratories of secular academia, the existence of Jesus has often been scrutinized and analyzed. Religious scholars, drawing from sacred texts and centuries of tradition, assert the historical existence of Jesus. They point to the New Testament of the Bible, where the life, teachings, and works of Jesus are chronicled in detail. From his birth in Bethlehem to his crucifixion in Jerusalem, these accounts offer a narrative of a man who lived, taught, performed miracles, and ultimately died for his beliefs. Yet it's crucial to remember that these texts were written by believers, for believers. Some argue that they may reflect more the faith of their authors than the historical realities of their time. However, religious scholars highlight the consistency of these accounts, their early date of writing, and their wide acceptance as significant evidence of Jesus' existence. On the other hand, secular scholars approach this question from a different angle. They delve into historical records, archaeological findings, and the cultural context of the time. Many of them agree that a man named Jesus did live in the 1st century CE in the region now known as Israel. They point to references of Jesus in works of historians from that era, such as Tacitus and Josephus, although some dispute the authenticity of these references. However, these secular scholars often differ from their religious counterparts in their interpretation of who Jesus was. They view him more as a social reformer, a charismatic leader, or a sage, rather than a divine figure. They argue that the miraculous elements in Jesus' story may be later additions, influenced by the cultural and religious milieu of the time. Throughout this exploration, we've navigated the crossroads of faith and scholarship, history and belief. We've seen how religious scholars, grounded in sacred texts and tradition, assert the historical existence of Jesus, while secular scholars, employing historical analysis and archaeological evidence, also acknowledge the likelihood of a man named Jesus living in the 1st century CE. However, these scholars differ in their interpretation of who Jesus was, with religious scholars viewing him as a divine figure, and secular scholars seeing him more as a human figure influenced by his cultural context. In the end, the question of Jesus' existence transcends academic debate. It delves into the heart of personal belief, faith, and the human quest for meaning. Whether Jesus was a historical figure, a divine savior, or a symbol of hope and devotion, his impact on human history remains undeniable. And so, we leave you with this thought. Perhaps the question isn't just whether Jesus existed, but also what his existence, or the belief in it, means to each of us.